What are the signs that you need a digital detox? Have you ever experienced these symptoms before? Have you ever found yourself just completely consumed by your phone, by technology? Have you felt like you just got into that habit that you're always online every minute of the day? Have you allowed your mind to let you believe that everything you see online, on Instagram, is real? Are you starting to question your own life based on what you're seeing? Have you ever wondered why every single time you reach for your phone, you just keep going back, you keep going back? You don't even know what you're going online to do. You just keep going back time after time after time. I keep telling myself, I don't need to be on here. I'm going to take myself off it. But then without realizing, I'm back there. I'm on it again. What is it that's doing that? What I found is that they're playing with our psychology. They've worked out how the brain works. They've worked out how to make things addictive. So therefore, when you see the likes and the little red likes go up, that's telling you something. That's constantly feeding you with reassurance. And that's what's causing you the harm. And every single time, it's exactly the same when you go gambling. It's exactly the same mechanism that's being used. You're looking for that dopamine hit time after time after time. It's exactly the same as when people get addicted to shopping. It's exactly the same when you get addicted to basically anything. The only difference is when you're online and you don't get the likes, you don't get the love, the care back that you're looking for, it brings your mood down again. And that's a sign that you need a digital detox. You need to take some time out. You're going to have to leave that phone behind, but we're also going to have to break a habit, because it's a habit that you just keep picking up your phone time after time without you realizing. We're going to have to work on the habits, the patterns, the cycles and the loops that you're going through. But you need to understand them first. So when I realised that I'm in this loop, this is exactly what I do. Straight away, I look for a retreat. I look for somewhere that I can book, normally in a Lake District, somewhere that hasn't got Wi-Fi, somewhere where I know I can't use my phone. But it's really important because I can then connect with nature. I can then be outside in the wilderness, connect with humans again, connect with real people. I can go to local bars, restaurants, cafes and say hi to people, smile at people. And that's the difference to getting that connection back in that we all need. I also absolutely love camping. I take my kids camping time after time. And I know that not everybody can afford something really expensive. So going camping is just such a great idea. And you can do it together. You can do it on your own, or you can do it as a team, as a family. So what I find sometimes, even just a day out, that can be enough, or even just half a day. Get a morning out. I don't know if you've got a dog, can you take your dog out? Sometimes I actually go to the park and I actually come into contact with other people's dogs, and that makes me feel good. I love that connection, but that's just half a day, just a morning out. That's enough, but I leave the phone at home. I don't need the phone. So you've now come back from your morning out, you've enjoyed that detox from your phone. But you know that you've got to pick your phone back up. You've got to use it for other things. So that's when that temptation comes back in. So what we're going to go on to do. So it's really important to have boundaries. So we're going to have a real think about what we need. Do we still need Instagram? Do we still need Facebook? Or are we just going to have times and period of times with boundaries, with those limits set, where we're not going to go beyond those times? Perhaps sometimes, okay, I'm going to go on social media on my lunch, and I'm going to do 15 minutes, and that's it, and that's the end, and cap it off there. That works really well for me. So sometimes it might be the end of the day. It might be that you like to catch up on social media with your friends, with your family, and check in and see what everyone's been up to today, and that's absolutely fine. But it's really important that we have a boundary. Is that half an hour? Is that 15 minutes? Is it 45 minutes? Just make sure that you know what you're doing, and then you can put it down and carry on with your evening. Just don't let it consume you. I think it's really important to hold yourself accountable. So write yourself a little contract at the end of your task list every single day. I will only go on social media for 30 minutes, and put the time in there that you're going to do it, because now we're trying to build a healthy routine and a healthy habit. So I go on social media at 5 p.m. and by 6 p.m. I'm off it and I'm cracking on with some of the things I need to do in the real world. I think it's really important to not be too hard on yourself with anything, whether it's a digital detox or it's going through a recovery, it's going through a mental health recovery. What you're going to find is that you're going to make progress, then you're going to plateau and you might fall a little bit. Just make sure we're going back up again. And that might mean that you then pushed it a bit too far. You have to have a whole nother day off and then start that routine again. I know it's hard. I know it's really hard. I'm going to slip, but I've got to be kind to myself and I've got to be mindful of what I'm doing, and that's what's going to be the most important thing, to be able to correct it. It all happens, we all fail. Just make sure we come back and we have a healthier plan.